protect our borders. So I have faith in the legal system. We'll see how this plays out.
Michael, what do you think?
You know, I'm a little surprised that they're bringing this case in the Southern District of New York, although it seems that the intelligence agencies were very active in this, and there's been some speculation in the media that the vice president was the key source for the intelligence agencies to set off this this raid, which was unbelievable. You keep in mind, Venezuela has all the latest and greatest military technology from Russia, from China, and they were able to go from the ocean to Caracas, 3,500 feet above sea level, really without sustaining any meaningful damage. So the marvel of this and what the Delta guys could do in coordination with the intelligence agencies has to put fear in every leader of the world that opposes the United States, that wherever you are, we can get you at any moment. That being said, you know, I am shocked they're bringing this down there. There is a real possibility that you get a jury pool that allows this guy to walk simply because they hate Donald Trump. I mean, we just went through not too long ago these kangaroo court cases where they tried to say he was guilty of, I'm still not sure the crime he's guilty of, but he's a felon according to the left, and where they said Mar-a-Lago is only worth $15 million, which, again, if it's selling it for $15 million, I'm happy to buy that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So I'm a little nervous about that, but this, look, you're looking at the destabilizing factors in our hemisphere, and Donald Trump is about hemispheric defense and how can we take control, and the destabilizing factor, okay, being the supplier of oil to Cuba, working with Hamas, working with the Russians, working with the Iranians. This just had to stop. And yes, there are a lot of people out there, including Senator Rand Paul, saying there's no fentanyl produced in Venezuela. You're right. It just traffics through there before it comes to the United States. So this was a bad actor. It's good to see him in this position, this dictator that has ruined I don't know how many people's lives. Yeah. So it's a pretty unbelievable news story to be following.
Don't forget all of the gangs that they let out of prison and dumped into America, and the Tren de Aragua gangs who actually caused murder in America. You know, Ted, then you lose all credibility. Michael, when you look at what has gone on with these Democrats, Chuck Schumer was calling for the ouster of Nicolas Maduro years ago. Bernie Sanders, same thing. They all wanted Maduro out, and yet now, because Trump did it, now it's illegal.
So, look, when we talk about impeachment, like if President Trump drank too many Diet Cokes and had to use the restroom, they'd impeach him for that. So that's really, they've destroyed the value of that. And like, if you look at, like, again, if it wasn't for double standards, the left would have no standards at all. And like, just one last thing that people in New York City in this country should take in mind from this, like, you can vote in socialism, but you have to shoot your way out of it. Okay, there is no voting out socialism, and GDP peaked at $150 billion a year, and now it's about 30 in Venezuela. It's unbelievable the destruction that socialism and communism has done in that country over the last 30 years.
That's the point that Ted Cruz was making last night. Final word.
Absolutely.
Here.
Democrats are panicking
to buy financials. If you see deals going higher and you think capital markets activity continues going higher, is that one of the reasons that financials are in the lead now?
Oh, yeah. Also, you have short-term rates that are going to come down meaningfully, right? Like Stephen Marion on later today is going to, you know, so the front end's going to go down, and all these deals are based on some sort of SOFR-based financing, right? So if short-term interest rates drop, say 100 or 150 basis points year over year from last summer to this summer, it becomes a lot easier to finance. The cost of capital, the valuations go up, so the fees go up. I have a specific question. What is your thought on the debt with these data centers? There seems to be a lot of hair on fire moments, but you're hearing from Jensen Huang yesterday, there's zero slowdown in demand. To me, in my opinion, it's a lack of understanding as to the demand windfall that we're about to see, and if these data centers are going to make money, so 30% a year on a NVIDIA GPU ROI, why wouldn't you lever to the hill? But I know your firm's involved in that space. What's your thought on the...
we recently acquired an infrastructure business, so we're going to be rolling out strategies there soon. In the short term, that's more about feeding our other credit strategies with investable ideas. We'd say, look, you obviously should have concerns when it's debt financed at this degree. That started really last year. But to your point, the forward revenue growth, the forward ROI is so outstanding that it looks like the forward loss rates are going to be de minimis, at least for the next 2-3 years.
Stay in the race. Fight it then, if it's the Republicans' fault.
Yeah, look, and remember,
Exactly. He got caught.
They're good.
Just a few months ago, he was like the star of the Democrat Party. I mean, this was your nominee for vice president, and here he is. He's done forever because of a 22-year-old YouTuber.
Yeah,
I'd love to see it.
And why is Kamala Harris putting out a statement that the U.S. subsidizing the rebuild up of the Venezuelan infrastructure, Mike?
Yeah, look, everybody benefits. Everybody benefits. So you're going to get more oil on the open market. So you have roughly 100 million barrels a day is what's produced and consumed. Venezuela only represents 1% of that. For them to double their production from 1 million to 2 million barrels a day require a $100 billion investment. Where's that money going to come from, if not from the U.S. major oil conglomerates and the U.S. government, maybe some of the the French company Total, some of these other foreigners? It's certainly not coming from Venezuela, and it's a shame to see a country like this live through what they've lived through because of the scourge of socialism, because of the warmth of collectivism, to use the mayor's term.
Yeah, right. The president, though, was just that.
Yeah, well, look, I think this is, President Trump famously said, energy is about power, right? And so this capture of Maduro, it's not only the drug trafficking, but being able to control the natural resources or have them working in confluence with American interests. Okay, it's great for the U.S. and it's great for the global economy. It's great for Western civilization. What we need is, we don't need oil at $30 or $40 a barrel. We need it steady so people can make predictable investments. And that can't be steady at, say, $100 a barrel, where we are right now, between 50 and 70. If it could stay at this 60, right, it's a very good sweet spot for exploration and production, for capital investment, and for profits from the makers. You can't have it too low because then production falls off a cliff.
That's right.
But now,
the sweet spot is 65 to 85. Oil companies do not want to be investing hundreds of millions of dollars long term at a price of $58 a barrel. They're going to pull back. They are.
No, and it's, you don't want OPEC, you don't want Russia, you don't want these other players in the world determining what the future of the U.S. is vis-a-vis the energy costs. And so energy being the key component that still remains to be solved in this AI build-out. I think you fast forward 5 years from now, you're not only going to have a lot more oil, natural gas, you're going to have a ton of nuclear and all sorts of other energy sources fueling in this. And so 5 years from now, we're the leader in robotics, we're the leader in artificial intelligence, we're the leader in manufacturing. The U.S. is going to be a manufacturing juggernaut, the likes that have never been seen, thanks to what President Trump has done his first year of administration.
So you're sticking with the AI trade. What else do you want to do in terms of 2026 allocating capital?
The financials, XLF hit an absolute all-time high. I particularly like the private equity firms, Blackstone and Apollo. Blackstone is a great entry point here. A lot of noise about the debt for these data centers along with this AI trade.
Oh, yeah.
And Apollo, but if all these deals are SOFR finance based and SOFR drops by 150 to 200 basis points over a short period of time, the multiples for all the portfolio companies go up, the valuations go up, the fees are higher, there's a lot more transactions happening. So it's going to be an unbelievable year economically, maybe some bumps in the market, maybe not. I'm as bullish as can be.
Wow, and we'll be watching those small cap biotechs as well. Kevin, great to get your take. Thanks very much. We'll see you soon. Michael, you with us all morning. We appreciate that. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, because whatever Trump does must be wrong, according to the Democrats. Never mind that everyone is feeling better and that the U.S. is respected across the world.
If Trump cured cancer, the Democrats would be out there lamenting all the lost revenue for the hospitals and the healthcare companies and yada, yada, yada. He can do no right in these people's minds. They are not, these are not serious people. They want power at all costs. They will criticize everything Donald Trump does, whether it's curing cancer, world peace. It doesn't matter what problem he solves or how good a job he does.
But the Democrats really look small here. I mean, what are they defending? Joining us this morning, final comment?
Yeah, those calling Trump Putin's puppet are like the worst hurt right now because this was a key Putin ally that's now sitting in a jail a couple miles south of us.
Yeah, China ally as well, by the way.
I mean, I will say the greatest part of this military operation, all of our guys made it home safe. No